creatives to be tourism ministers. Needless. This is coming from the new MP for Ayawaso West Wuogon. That is Mr. John Seto Dumelo. He's saying that, pushing for industry players to be creative, tourism ministers, that shouldn't be it. It doesn't necessarily mean that getting creatives to be tourism ministers will actually, help the industry. He believes that the sector ministry should not be preserved for creatives, but anyone with a vision to champion the well-being and welfare of the creative industry can occupy this. And he says, I perfectly understand the position of my people, but I think that being a minister of tourism, arts, and culture goes beyond being a creative. What is more important is to be visionary and seek the welfare of the players you represent at the ministry, who can best represent the ideas and goals and equally understand the policies of the sector. That's what is important to me, and not whether the person is a creative or not. Chris?
I think the man has spoken really well. Yes, and I don't know why people... You see, yes, sometimes if you have people who have ideas and who have knowledge in a certain field, and then they are occupying positions in those fields, it helps. It really, really helps. Because if you are there and you understand how the game is, certainly you would know how to go about things. But is it always about that? Is it really about that? If you are going to have someone who is from creatives to go into those areas, then it shouldn't be just because the person is from the creatives. It should be someone who also understands, the rudiments of what really pertains in the creatives. Someone who is visionary, someone who has those ideas and then the knowledge and the technical know-how of handling issues. Some people are not, leaders enough because Nipano, yes, because he's a creative person and so we should put him there. No, I don't think that should be the case. If the person has some creative knowledge, that's fine. It helps because the person understands what goes on in the creatives. But that is not the only point or the only part we have to look at. We need to also look at what the person is bringing on board. Haven't we had Jifa Gomashi in there before? I think somewhere 2013, yeah. Yes, we have had those people in there before. Currently, or the the vice deputy minister, I should say, the deputy minister for the Ministry of Tourism. Yes, he's a creative person. People were calling for him to be there, and he's been there for the past 4 years. What haven't people said about him being there? You understand? People have said that he hasn't done anything and blah, blah, blah. I have sat here and said that I wasn't expecting anything big from him. Because when you are there, yes, you might have even though you might even have the ideas, but you sing into the hymn book of the political party. If the party has a certain, manifesto, these are what we want to achieve. And so at the end of the day, help us to achieve those things. You cannot come in there and say that because you are from the creatives and so you have different things and you want to bring on board and all of that, when the party already has its manifesto. For example, Mahama has already spoken about the Black Star experience, and he enumerated a number of things they would want to do, concerning the creative arts. If you come in there, your duty is to come help them achieve those targets. It is not just because you are a creative person and so you just walk in there and then what? No. You sing into that hymn book, and that is what they expect from you. So for me, yes, it could be here, it could be there. The thing is that if you have someone who has that knowledge, who has a knowledge in that field, that's fine. But it is not only about that. The person should have the knowledge and should be visionary, as he mentioned. Someone who really understands the game and who is ready to push the agenda of the industry. But someone who is selfish and just because the person is from the creatives, and so you put him there. No, I don't think that is going to work.
Shanzi, let me come to you. Your take on this particular one.
Okay. So most of the times, the mindset of people is that because you are from the creative sector, you can champion their needs and wants when you are in parliament or something of that sort. But I beg to differ from that, because you might be from the creative sector, be in there as a minister or a deputy minister, and still not, fulfill the desires of, the creative arts industry or the people in the creative arts, sector. And so I feel what John Dumelo is saying holds a lot of water, because we've seen creatives in there as ministers or deputy ministers, and then we still complained of things not going on well in the creative arts sector. And so if someone who is quite visionary, someone who has, the betterment of the sector at heart, is leading the whole, ministerial thing, I think that one will be better. So we can have someone from the creative arts sector who has the creative arts at heart, or someone who is not from the creative arts sector who still has the creative arts at heart. And he said, "Okohono mo a obetimi aye adwuma no ama no say enye ni nyina krampo na obeye krampo na." The person can do some to satisfy the people, to at least see that, okay, we are thriving as creatives. At least our sector is, something we can be proud of. Unlike what is going on right now, we still have a story in here where people are complaining of, the high cost of equipment and things here in Ghana, and so they cannot even shoot here in Ghana. It is quite sad. But say you be a juma no wana koma so. So time when we are reshuffling or say bibisa no, they place Bobo, right, as the Minister for Creative Arts and Tourism. Well, people were complaining that Papa we dey no dey no nim fa creative art ho. Papa we dey no betimi aye say. Papa we dey enko betimi aye bibi if only say owo akoma pa no say obeyama eye creative art no. But say ye adwen say bia obi ofri creative art no kwa no betimi aboa, we might end up being disappointed, because we've seen some of them there and we still didn't see, much progress. Amphitheater say yebeka he say koso say oma holti o say ti say yo egusu siwa yenwie ye, but we're giving time as to when these amphitheaters will be ready so that we can have places to showcase our movies, whatever we have as creatives. But up till now yante hu bibia biem enti say yenyo obi a ade ne da na koma so obeye papa ka say obesi CNC obesha renovate na bibia yoki. We heard that it was ongoing, but I don't know if it is still ongoing. For that one I can't really tell for now, but then he was doing it. So let's just pray that we get somebody who has everything at heart. The person really wants to help and see the creative art, move forward. Because we've been stagnant for a very long time. And it's about time our sector, takes a turn.